Okay, so this is the part two to the Hammy special. She just ended up texting me out over Facebook again and said bringing it up here on the phone. She said, "Stay away from Diston, the Oakhurst vampire. I'm going to tell him where to find you." Okay, this kid Diston, for the life of me, I can't remember. I can't remember who. He was friends with, I think, Matt, her brother, but he, for some reason, he swore up and down that he was a vampire. He swore up and down that he was a vampire. Um, I never dated him, and I'm damn glad that I didn't. But I think he was stalking her. And I know most of you are probably thinking, well, okay, if her name's Kristen, then why do you call her Hammy? When when I think I was like 15 or 16, my mom bought this shirt, and and uh, and it said something like best friends, and it had a picture of a cow and a pig, and named Hammy and Moo. So she's like, oh, that's us, I'm Hammy, you're Moo. So from then on out, every time that I was across the street, she'd she'd be on her front door and be like, Moo, like, Hammy. So, and ever since, 30 years old, and she's still fucking calling me Moo. I still call her Hammy. And let's see. Da, da, da. Oh God. She said he might be hanging in your grandma's tree out front. I'm gonna call Brian and have him take care of him. You loved Bryce. Oh hell no. Kristen, that was all you. That was all you. I'm not the one that was begging to to have a kiss from him or to get in his pants. If anything, mm, no. That was all you. That was all you. No. Bryce was this. Unfortunately, he was a product of kind of a broken family. His mom was a tweaker. Later on in life, he ended up kind of somewhat being a tweaker. And then, I think I was maybe 24, 23, 24, and I found out that his little sister was engaged to marry my ex fiance Tim, which is the only guy in my whole life that I can actually honestly say that I loved enough to actually say that I wanted to marry him. Would I still marry him now? Probably not. Probably not. I heard that he became really heavily into drugs. Got arrested for a couple of possession charges. Possession with intent to tell. Possession with intent to sell, intent to distribute, solicitation, I think, and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know whose idea it was. I think one summer I was in high school. I was in I was in high school. I think it was like a freshman or something. Um, and summer was coming up, and Kristen and we were sitting on our front porch, and I'd bring out a couple sodas and a couple of ice creams from my grandma's house, and we'd be sitting there, and we got to talking, and she was like, we should do something for this summer. We should go to San Francisco. It's like, yeah, then that'd be cool. And I was like, well, we can't really get that far. because we don't have, we don't have transportation to go anything. So we figured, we're just gonna walk up the canals and we'll get a, we'll get a Fowler or something. And so that was initially the plan, and then somehow I got guilted into, you know, well, nobody here has, keys to a car or access to keys to a car except for you. So me being the impressionable um, kid that just wants to fit in everywhere and everything, I was just like, I'll do it. Grandma, if you're watching this, I'm still sorry to this day. I'm still very sorry for doing that. This was completely stupid. My grandma went ahead and let my mom and dad borrow the Mustang. It was a 68 Ford Mustang, cherry red paint job, cherry red leather interior, white hardtop, and so I was like, well, I'm going to do it. So I took the key to the ignition, left the key to the trunk on my mom's key ring. I told my mom, hey, I think I'm gonna go spend the night over at my grandma's, and when I was staying over at my grandma's house, I started having some second thoughts. It's my grandma's car. I really don't really want to take it. Um, I snuck out that night, and Kristen and I went ahead and walked back over to my mom and dad's house. I pushed the Mustang from in front of our house, pushed it around the corner, started it up, drove back, picked up Matt. Matt drove, got Bryce. We were initially just gonna get Bryce, and it was just gonna be the four of us. And then Bryce's sister Trina went and was like, "If you don't take me, I'm gonna tell." So it ended up being five of us in the Mustang, and instead of going to Frisco, we filled up the gas tank, and I think we had like maybe $200 collectively between us, and we instead went up to Morro Bay. We were gonna go to Frisco, but we went up to Morro Bay. If you use Google Maps, Google Fresno, California to Morro Bay, California, and I think it's like a good 200-300 miles, something like that. We drove all night, got there, went and played in the water for a little bit, and then I called my mom in the morning, just to let her know that I was okay, that that I was fine. Didn't tell her that I took the Mustang. I didn't know she'd already woken up. Um, and then Trina went ahead and called her mom and told her mom that Matt was holding us all at knife point and threatening to kill us or some shit like that. Um, and that she was scared, she wanted to go home, and da 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 da, which was all BS because Trina was the one that was living it up even more. Um, Bryce and Trina went to the corner store to go ahead and get supplies for us. Um, Matt was just starting to roll a joint. I really wasn't a big pot smoker. Kristen really wasn't either. Matt was. Um, and I started changing out of my clothes because it was wet because we were playing in the water. What ends up pulling up behind us? Woo! Cop pulls up. I'm like, great! Cop pulls up. First thing you hear is the door open and the cop goes, get the fuck out of the car! Had the car at gunpoint, so get the hell out of the car! I was sitting in the back seat. Somehow, I was the first motherfucker out of that car. I'm like, hey, don't shoot! Hi! So, and this is going up on 9 minutes, and I'm gonna go ahead and continue this in just a moment.